Is this thing live?
Maybe.
I don't see the red recording light.
There's
So-
latency.
There it goes. It usually takes 10 seconds.
No worries. Hello, welcome to the archival footage of World War III, as narrated by cats.
Now that I would watch.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Then it's just a chorus as things explode.
Okay, well, this is not in fact World War III narrated by cats, despite the fact that we all want that to exist. Maybe not for World War III, but the cats.
Oh.
And this is the High Court of Bay, session
6.
probably 6. We've been carrying on. Last week, the party finally encountered the other party. You successfully interrogated a drider, a half dwarf, half spider, that just was wondering why you were stomping around its house. You swiftly dispatched the driders and let that one live, and then continued on. You found yourselves going by a bunch of traps that the other party had part bypassed, part just destroyed. And you found yourselves confronting them. Frosty decided to try to just saunter right into the middle of the other group, and almost succeeded if it wasn't for that nasty ooze.
I would have gotten away for it, not for that ooze.
Yeah.
That metal
And
ooze.
then everyone got into the combat. Everybody calm down.
Also, I got rescued.
Yes, and people got very hurt because it turns out touch attacks are difficult. They hurt hard. So, what now? Now we're coming back to where the session is. You currently have an unconscious archer in Akane the Rock, the claws. And you also have a druid who turned into an ooze, currently frozen in a block of ice. Perfectly okay, just frozen.
It's fine.
And about 4 more turns.
Oh, and a giant rainbow berry. But you wanted to focus first on the...
Someone should throw someone into the rainbow barrier.
No.
Just saying.
Damn.
Actually, now that the other party isn't right there, does anyone want to make a spellcraft check on
Me, I
about
am
the
me.
barrier? Then roll. You can try to figure out what that barrier is.
Has the laughter stopped, or is...
Oh, the laughter, as well as the body of the giant or embiggened dwarf, disappears.
Okay.
Nice.
Holy shit, Lauren rolled better than me. Damn it.
Oh, that's okay. Statistically, you'll roll better than Lauren.
That's right. You better listen to that there, Lauren.
Yep.
Statistically roll better than you.
Oh, with a +7 bonus. Regardless, the two of you smarty pants start looking at the rainbow barrier.
Lauren has a phone call.
Sorry.
Or
No
blue
worries.
music?
You're, I don't know, maybe you should get painted black for your ringtone.
Well, that ringtone actually kind of fits in the theme with his
It's true.
Yeah.
High Court of Bay.
For a second, I thought it was part of a very low
Oh.
quality recording on our thing here.
I mean, they're all low quality.
Oh.
But like real bad.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. God.
Harsh.
Actually, I mean,
know
yeah,
what?
I'm just kidding.
I'll throw on some music to fit in the strange underground rainbow barrier kind of feel, you find that it is likely a prismatic wall. And prismatic walls are particularly tough to bring down, and they resist almost anything. Any object or person thrown into a prismatic wall would suffer 7 different effects in a kind of in a order ascending order, and they would likely, well, many of the effects might lead to death. It's also hard to penetrate such a barrier.
Unless it's an illusion. Kunai, go.
You throw your kunai.
So I managed to
You
hit the
the
wall.
giant rainbow barrier.
Okay, I don't know what AC the wall has, but
Wow,
Uh,
he hit a wall.
I hit it. I did it.
You threw it in a
You hit it.
direction.
You see the kunai, like, it starts glowing, it hits the wall, and in an instant grows red hot, and then melts.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whatever's left of the kunai then gets electrified.
Do you imagine there's a limit to how many charges the wall has?
Their spellcraft checks say no.
Gotcha.
Strong magic.
Wait, was there a person behind this wall?
You don't know. You never asked the other party.
Nah.
What you remember was that the Hujin air that you caused to start just laughing. Tian Hujin was yelling at the barrier for the person to take it down, and we just want to talk. You don't have to make this difficult. And then there is disappearance.
Okay, someone with a higher intelligence score is going to have to actually figure this out, but meta-wise, he was talking to the tree in there. Just calling it.
Through the rainbow barrier, you can see bits of what looks like a garden.
Is this part of the trial?
You don't know. It seems like it's probably more of the part of the trial than the random spider layer.
Does seem more.
Anybody got to spell magic?
I do. I don't know if it'll be good enough, but we can give it a shot. Let me see if I actually have any casts left. Well, I could either dispel magic, or I could heal myself.
Oh.
I'm at
And you're
two-
at 2 hit
I'm
points,
at
right?
2 HP. I guess I'll
Oh my god.
let me use all my other healing first. 2d plus 10,
I can also do spell sunder if
43.
if you
Spell
want-
Sunder. That sounds great.
Yeah. I totally forgot.
You could actually get a Kane to dispel Sun.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
We could all give it a whirl.
I'm just trying to see, does Spell Sunder, like, if you try to Spell Sunder a magical wall, you're probably touching that wall, which means that if you don't sunder it, bad stuff happens.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like I Spell Sunder the wall of fire. I punch the wall of fire.
Well, I mean,
Does it disappear?
Asunder is a CMB, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Akane would probably pass.
It's up to you if you think the risk is worth it.
Well, I just got a bunch of health back. Let's try Dispel. So what do I roll for Dispel again? What
You
do I
roll 1d20 plus your caster.
So 9? Yeah, because I
Uh,
have that level
yes,
of...
9.
Nope. It's a fail.
Luckily there are no critical failures on dispel checks.
fizzles.
Which total party white.
A nuclear reaction.
The wall
Oh
gets
yeah,
bigger.
you also. Oh yeah, you have like 3 of the guys' party. You have the paralyzed necromancer dude. You have the entombed person, and then you have. I just assumed that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. You try to hit the wall and it fizzles. Nothing
All right.
happens.
I'm
You hear a voice on the other side. Oh, you made it through. Congratulations.
Oh.
This isn't really the final trial. If you try to go through it, you'll probably die. Yes, I was the ghostly spirit that you talked to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
yes.
Caw.
Indeed.
The voice says, now that you've dealt with the other group, as long as they're unconscious and you can store them somewhere, we can talk.
I guess any old corner will do.
I mean, this group did promise the spiders food.
No. I don't think that's true.
Well, they said more morsels were coming their way. That didn't prove to be us, but maybe in a way it'll still be true.
They promised them money, and if they sell their corpses to necromancers, they will get money.
This is true.
Should we consider putting them in, or restraining them in an ice? Within ice? Sorry.
You're the
Well,
expert.
you've restrained one, so you could probably the one who's unconscious is likely, if you tried to ice imprison, would probably just die because you do roll damage with the ice imprison.
Oh,
But the paralyzed
I can't
one
do,
didn't
like,
take
ice.
that much damage.
I can't do form ice. To
Oh.
just like put a thing over them without
Yeah,
actually
you could.
doing
You could create ice manacles
Yeah.
There you go.
because you can make objects out of ice.
You just shave a little vice off the other guy and
Well, you actually have a whole giant source of ice in this blizzard right here.
Mm.
So I would have you roll a craft. Do you have craft blacksmith or craft? What type of craft
Actually-
skill do you think you'd need to build manacles?
I have craft clothing, alchemy, weapons.
Okay, clothes.
I also have sculpture and armor.
Do
armor.
roll clothing.
Okay.
Oh, you could just make a whole suit of armor that they can't move in.
Out of ice. Sounds
armor.
chilly.
Build a snowman.
Yeah.
Do you wanna hide a body?
Okay. So, for other than the ooze one that you currently just have in the icy in prison, you go and the other 2 suddenly find themselves with unnaturally strong ice manacles. And I guess you go and talk with. Oh yeah, I will. Come on. Into the right layer. Ooh. The not so ghostly figure appears, right next to a pond. They appear to be sitting cross-legged at the edge of the pond. How do you want to approach?
Guess we can just walk on up.
Mm-hmm. Curious why the other group wasn't cool enough to come here, but we are.
Well, they're pretty chilled now.
Uh,
Haha.
That is exactly what we did. You just, I need you to study ice puns. While you were going out and enjoying the world, I was studying ice puns. While you went to parties, I mastered the way of the soul. Now that the barbarians are at the gates, you dare come to me to ask for help. Oh, such a
I imagine if you get like ice-based superpowers, that's your first night with them is just looking up ice puns.
oh yeah. It's gotta
I
be.
can't think of any more. I'm sure you guys can, though.
Oh, you'll find
just
some.
look up Mr. Freeze puns.
Yeah, he's a good source.
Really?
Yeah.
Ice to see you.
Oh. Huh.
I mean, there's someone in our group that you could make a pun off his name really easy.
Oh,
His name's Rusty.
Syringe.
Oh,
Oh,
I was thinking of his, like,
Yeah,
character
yeah.
name.
yeah.
Stay
I was looking
Frost.
through the list. I was like,
Saruman offers to stay back and overlook prisoners.
hey,
Is that?
that's useful.
Just
Like
kidding.
Alexandra's character.
I know. I'm just.
Okay, no, you sure.
She's being
Sure.
mean.
I'm never mean. I'm tsundere.
Oh. You know, I don't know if that's actually a positive attribute to attribute to yourself. God, I am not a massive asshole. That's just who I am. Okay. The Balnor. Sort of waves her hand at the other side of the river and says, "Please have a seat. We have much to discuss."
I said,
Yeah, I'll get off the bird.
I
for a
also
change.
sit.
don't copy me.
Okay, there we go.
Hi, Neil.
Bird.
Okay.
Can your burb drink water?
I mean, I don't think it should drink anything around here, but yeah.
Tiamos, do you allow yourself to grow small? Do you
Yeah.
want to-
That
So the Banorn says, it is good to see a group survive what is left of the trials and some new unexpected things that subbed in as trials, I guess. But you've come here for information. And I said, as my word, that I would give you information. What do you desire to know? Open-ended existential question. What
I mean-
do any of you remember why? you came
We're here for a
No.
database, essentially.
We're pretty much here to just put the entire library on Akane's back and fly away.
As much as we need to do. As much as will fit.
So the main two objectives you came here for were A, to find a particular collector's item record, and you did that. You found it in the first floor after just rooting through everything. And the second was to find information on some artifacts. Now, if everyone would kindly go to the top right page and click the journal tab, you will see that there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 different, I guess, sets of artifacts.
Holy shit! I didn't even know this was here.
But there's no information on what they do.
They are legendary things, kind of lost in time.
Yeah.
So this is this ancient being in a underground tax library, tax and accounting library, might be the closest thing you have to modern knowledge of these kind of things. So, what set of artifacts might you want to ask about?
I mean, I guess we'd want to know about all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we want to start with one, the Phoenix Queen seems to be a popular character.
Ah, that's true.
Okay. So what exactly are you going to ask about? Maybe one of you in character actually say what you want. This is a role-playing game.
We would like to know more about some artifacts that may help us.
Yes. May you inform me as to why you seek the artifacts?
I talked with this person before, right? Up by the tree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. As I explained before, we have reason to believe that the Empire may be in trouble, and these artifacts may help us to preserve peace and prevent disaster.
A noble goal. I would ask then which artifacts you would seek to know about, so I can give you information and warnings.
There are 4 that we seek information on.
Mm-hmm.
I know all of these, right? I'm not just
Yeah.
looking at this
all
otherwise.
these were ones that you did what research you could, and that's why they have the little notes.
Okay.
So what you can see, the
Is what we know.
regalia of the Phoenix Queen, is what you generally know.
Why the heck is it not? The hell?
Can you guys actually see the first blurb?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
could open all of them and see them, but for some reason now it's not opening, so I'm refreshing my page.
Okay.
Roll20 is kind of buggy, I've noticed.
It ain't
It
perfect.
can be, but I don't. Snake and I once looked into some of the alternatives, and
This is the easiest.
this is the easiest.
Okay.
There's other one, like if I could try to do some hero lab stuff.
So we know some things, but not in-depth knowledge about these artifacts. The armor of the Dragon Emperor, pearls of celestial wisdom, the regalia of the Phoenix Queen, and the vestments of Talmec the Black.
So, people who want to can roll a sense motive check when you say all of these.
Do we all have that?
All of you can make the check. Some of you will actually have put a lot of points and investment into it.
God damn it.
Oh, Frosty, you actually have a surprisingly high sense motive. But I guess
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense because. you're
Yeah,
trying-
if I lie this much, I should probably be able to tell when other people are doing it now.
Okay, well, Lauren Chelsea, you're more focused on the fact that this garden seems to be growing just fine with no access to sunlight at all. And of the artifacts you're talking about. Tiamos and Prince Ruha noticed that there's a small, twitch of the eye when you mention regalia of the Phoenix Queen. And Mozgus, you can see that the relaxed, almost meditative stance gets more stable and almost more combat ready when you mention regalia of the Phoenix Queen. Very subtle hints. But she goes, you seek most of the confirmed artifacts of the last age. Well, may I ask which one interests you most?
Mosgus speaks up and says, "Oh, well, I believe the Phoenix Queen would be the most valuable of all of them."
When you say that, she looks disappointed at you. This is clear. You guys don't need to roll sense motives. She goes, that is the most dangerous of the sets of artifacts that you have mentioned. It is at the center of much tragedy, sorrow, and countless lives lost.
We live in dangerous times. It is most essential to know of the most dangerous item, is it not?
More pressing than that, it looks like the Phoenix Queen cult has risen again.
She sighs and she goes, well, then you must know of what it is, even if just to... She pauses, like, breathes in. I'm forgetting exactly what I told you about her. She appeared... I'll do now a good description now that you're all sitting across. She appears to be an old half-elf. A bit of... looks middle-aged, but you can see some of the signs of like glamour, like, I guess, cosmetic illusion. You can also see that she only seems to breathe when she needs to talk. So that... but she goes, the regalia of the Phoenix Queen is a crown, a scepter, and an orb. The crown grants insight into... well, it grants powers over the orb, and it also gives the wielder immunity to fire.
It's useful.
And it is an intelligent item that seeks to revive the Phoenix Queen. It will grant many powers so that it might entice its wearer, never own, to help its agenda. The scepter is an instrument of power used to grant what some may call blessing, but others a curse. I do believe the scepter removes someone from the cycle of life and death. The orb is... not much is known about the orb, even by someone like myself. But I know that should the three ever be united, then something worse than your emperor going insane would come upon this country.
Okay, then.
What do you mean by remove person from the cycle of life and death? You mean immortality?
Yes, but a rather horrific version. One... they die but are reborn. They become into a cycle that slowly eats away at the mind and will. Those who experience the rebirth too quickly, too soon, or too weak-willed will be driven insane. And because they are removed from the cycle of life and death, they too, they will never find release. The scepter is dangerous because it entices people with a reward that does not exist as they believe. It is a cursed object.
Hmm.
And do you know where it was, or any of these pieces of it were?
As for the artifacts, as to their locations, she shows the pool of water in the small, gently flowing river in front of you. She goes, let me show you on, I do believe, a more recent map. Do. Some of the pieces are very well hidden, and even from the power of my divinations. But likely, once some of the artifacts are found, if some are brought to me, I can use a special kind of divination to find where they are. The first part of the vestments of the Phoenix, the regalia of the Phoenix Queen, is actually in Haval, the Three Wise Mountains. The other piece that I can find is deep in the jungles of Rizith.
They're quite separate.
There has been thousands of years since they've last been together.
It also
There-
seems like a good idea to keep them separate.
Yes.
In fact, it might be a good idea if we were to pluck one or two, just to make sure no one else can collect the set without us.
Well, if that Phoenix
It
cult has
can
any
be a
sway.
wise course of action if one believes you are strong enough to fend off those who would seek the artifact's power without knowing its cost.
There's also always the ocean, I would think.
A solution, yes,
Temporary,
But-
though.
always temporary, especially because if you threw something like the crown in, the moment it found something that it could dominate, it could start trying to come back.
Mm.
An
These are
intelligent
pieces,
sea creature, basically.
Of the two pieces you know of, do you know which one is which?
Sadly, I do not.
Okay.
I only know that the piece in Haval is not on the surface, but deep underground. And the one in the jungles of Rizith is in a temple complex of a forgotten piece. Well, not so much forgotten as erased. So I'm going to add a little text here so we can differentiate stuff. This is underground. This is temple complex. She says, if you wish to speak more of this, I can, but I imagine you also seek some other artifacts. One's less dangerous to the existence of the Empire.
What about the armor of the Dragon Emperor?
Ah, an intriguing one. May I ask what you know? Should I just assume that you guys tell her what you know of the blur?
Yeah. I can also do my own knowledge check if you want.
Sure, why don't you do a knowledge history? Okay, you know that there was a emperor called the Dragon Emperor. You don't know his exact name.
Mhm.
That reigned approximately 1,500-ish years ago. And he had an armor that gave him the strengths of dragons. And that's why it was called the Dragon Emperor. And he had a very long reign, which around 300 years, and was overthrown by a revolt due to his arrogance. He was punished for his arrogance. As you relay this information, she goes, yes, the armor is not actually all just a set of armor, but more a manual or a way of taking strengths from a dragon and adding them to yourself.
Ooh.
So the more you actually use the manuals, the more you'll become like a dragon.
Interesting.
But, of course, becoming something you are not born with, there is always some possibility of consequences.
Hey, just get your bird to read the manuals.
I was about to say Mazgus looks over at Akane for a moment. Can anything use these manuals?
Since I do not have them, I would not be able to answer. But as you're eyeballing your bird, I imagine that you would be able to transfer some powers over to it.
Well, as a flying creature and magical in nature, she would be the most suitable for such a thing. Most likely.
Most likely. I know of two locations that have some of the knowledge. The first is in wrong layer. The first is in the far north, in the mountains of Cran. The second the second is strange. It keeps on moving in the deserts of Ruha. Every time I divine its location, it is in a different place.
So someone's already got it.
Either someone already has it, or it's on something that always moves.
Hmm.
Aren't there giant worms in Ruha?
Shh.
Well, that would make it a most interesting retrieval.
Hopefully it's not inside.
Well, unless someone attached it to the side of one of those things.
Just fix it with tape. There. No one will ever find this.
just duct tape it. It'll work.
How
My dragon worm.
I wonder how long something remains in its digestive tract.
As you will find with many artifacts, they are hard to destroy. Otherwise, I would have destroyed the regalia of the Phoenix Queen long ago.
Duct tape.
Is there really
I
no
wasn't-
way to destroy an artifact?
Oh, there are ways, but they are incredibly difficult. If there is.
We may want to do some research on that.
It might be
Artifact destruction.
considering the fact that the crown controls the orb for the regalia. If we destroy the crown,
Seems like a good deal.
The armor of the Dragon Emperor in the mountains of Cran is in a hidden valley. The one in the Well, in the desert, just moves constantly.
We would have to be able to move quickly if we were going to chase down the one on Ruha. Might be easier to go for the other one first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I doubt anyone else will be able to get that one also, if anyone else is searching for that.
Yes, yes. Now I imagine that there are 2 more sets that you wish to know of.
I am particularly interested in the Pearls of Celestial Wisdom.
Ah, of all the artifacts present, these are ones that are associated with the 4 guardian dragons of the Imperial Empire, of the Imperial land. Each one is a condensed principle of virtue in, well, common religious practice. The Pearl of Luck grants its owner exceptional luck, as you might imagine, and helps forewarn them of danger. The Pearl of Perfection is said to bring items and creatures that it comes in contact with closer to the perfect version of itself. The Pearl of Balance is mostly useful against outsiders and leveling playing fields, as it were. And the Pearl of Serenity is historically noted for ceasing wars and conflicts.
Do you have any more information on the Pearl of Serenity?
Sadly, I know of the location of 2 of the pearls, but the Pearl of Serenity has been lost for a long time. It's quite possible to find it, but I know the other 2 in the southern islands of Yangdom is the pearl. Let's see. What pearl did I make that one? Yes. The Pearl of Balance. Is in the islands to the south. And deep in the ocean
Please say Pearl of Luck.
is the Pearl of Luck.
Yay! It seems we're going to be having quite a bit of danger as this quest continues. Having something to-
If it was not dangerous, then these would have already been found.
having some method of forewarning might be rather useful. Why? It's in the middle of the ocean. I just realized. I was a bit more focused on what the pearl was than where.
I hope you can hold your breath.
Lovely. Okay, scratch that idea.
And yes, there's the vestments of Talmud Black. Let's see. I can look at what the vestments are. She says Talmak is indeed one of the greatest figures in our mythology, who we do know in fact is real. Talmak created the order I'm actually part of. The men here serve savants. We protect the ley lines and nodes of power of the world. Which is why I'm here. She points towards the garden. That's why I defend this place. This is one of the strongest convergences of ley lines in all of the Empire. The Emperor of the time just happened to build a tax library on top of it.
Well, who would think to go here, of all places?
That's also why I have one of my one of the others of my order on the top, the herbalist, to warn people to stay away. As you can note, sometimes she does not succeed. The vestments were you give different powers of the Black Summoner. Well, the first Black Summoner, Talbot the Black. The robes give allow the wearer to shape and change their form. The necklace heals and purifies. It is known to be able to cure even the most blackest well, shouldn't use black, she says. To help purify even the strongest curses and wounds. And the third is an incense carry that, when burns, it soothes monsters and makes them more, well, less likely to attack.
Curing curses is kind of the point of this quest, isn't it?
So I was curious about the Pearl of Serenity as well. Because that would, either one of those could solve our problem.
Well, the vestments are not in the hands of my order, but I do know approximately where they ping on the ley line map. On the border of the mountains of Kran and the endless plains of Xantar is one. In the floodplains of Mud is another. And actually, in the area between the jungles of Rizith, the islands of Yangtapur, and the Imperial Province is the third. I do not know which ones are where, but I do know that they are there. I cannot go out and seek them because my duty is here. She points towards the garden. I will warn you that should you find any of these artifacts, if it becomes public knowledge that you have them, you will gain great fame, but also great envy. And many will likely try to take them from you, figuring it is easier to take them from you than it is to take them from whatever God's forsaken place you had to dig it out.
I think we'll have to take some time and think about this, our next action.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we also need time to rest, as Moscus looks over the group and half of us are burnt or wounded or bloodied.
Or very, very weak.
Really saggy muscles.
Like super saggy, like exaggerated
Old
sag,
man sag.
cartoon sag. Actually, I do want to point out that when you guys came in, the rainbow barrier popped up again.
Okay.
Just to ensure that this was a private conversation. She goes, "Let me mend some of your wounds, heal some of your aches. I will not be able to heal them all, but I can at least get you well enough to be sent on your way." So let's see. Everyone heals. Everyone heals 29 hit points as she casts a
Yay!
mass cure spell.
Nice.
And she also looks at she looks at those who have taken strength damage. Ability
Aye.
point damage.
Kane also took a point.
Oh, great tragedy.
So tragic. It's a
So
little less
tragic.
weight to carry.
She says she picks up she digs around in a bag that's far too small for her whole arm to fit in. Pulls out a cup. Takes some of the spring water, mumbles a few words, and hands Tiamos the cup.
Thank you.
Please drink.
I drink it.
It cures all of your strength damage.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Restoration.
It's a good spell.
It is. And it's one of the few things that you guys are missing by not having a cleric or an oracle in the party is
My bad.
oh no, you guys, it's totally fine.
I chose to be a half cleric.
You also chose to have a kick-ass bird.
It's true.
Bird.
Just try and get your bird to cast healing spells.
Well, maybe if it's a dragon, I could do that.
Dragon of Restore Strength Breath.
The Baelnorn reaches into her bag and pulls out what appears to be a string of prayer beads, a necklace. Well, it could be used as a necklace, but it's also just a string of prayer beads. She looks over the group and she hands it. She gives it a light toss over to Chelsea.
Roll to catch.
You don't have to roll. It's a light toss. If
They're prayer beads?
they're prayer beads. When you look at them, if you cast Detect Magic, they're definitely magic. Before you can start going using spellcraft and trying to figure out what they do, the Baelnorn says, this necklace will allow you to, once every day, send me a 25-word message and allow me to send back 25 words. This is how you can contact me as to your success in finding these artifacts, and also if there's issues that come up with said artifacts.
Okay. I say, I thank you for your gracious gift and information. You have aided us this day.
I am happy to, she says. Well, happy to when people pass the trials.
So
Also-
why did the other group pass? Exactly.
Oh, you see, the other group found ways of burrowing through most of the rock and coming onto this layer. They didn't go through the proper trial sequence, and when I asked them why they were searching for it, I found that there was undue influence from the source of their knowledge.
Also, the fountain. Can
Mhm.
you elaborate on what the drink is?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Ah! That drink happens to be the only source of the water that it would bring someone back into the cycle of life and death. Usually
Oh.
Into the death of the final death of whoever was subjected to it.
Resurrection.
Oh, it does not affect types of resurrection other than the one done by the scepter of the Phoenix Regale.
Oh.
The water, unfortunately, loses its magical properties after a week taken from the fountain. Its properties are created by the fact that it is a curate by me.
Well,
I
do
do.
useful.
Yes, should you encounter if what you're saying is true and you fear the Phoenix cult is reborn.
you'll have to keep that in
Oh.
mind if we've learned anything more about them.
Phoenix cult is reborn, and they happen to have that scepter already.
If there is widespread use of that scepter, wherever it is used will be a very dangerous place. Because you see, those who die and are reborn by the scepter also explode.
Oh.
And they
Oh, well
explode
then.
Like a phoenix.
in flames and are reborn in the explosion.
That's dangerous.
Okay.
So killing them is actually not an option.
There's sometimes a delay, sometimes not. It is a sign of the strength of will and their devotion to the Phoenix that determines how quickly they come back.
Do we know if there's a limit on how many times someone can be reborn?
Sadly, there is none. They only become more insane as they do so.
Halloween.
Welcome to Dark Souls.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween.
But how can I become unkindled?
I choose the dark path.
So, I've just done a massive fucking info dump. So, I'm going to go get myself some of my leftover birthday cake. And you guys can start deciding as a group what of the massive field of plot hooks I've just laid out you want to.
Can you set us back to map page?
Oh, yeah. I'll put you back to map page before.
Okay.
I get the cake. Yay.
All right.
Well,
Phoenix Queen seems like a priority, and we're right in Havel right now, of all.
It's true.
Yeah.
But if we get it,
Thanks.
that means. So it's a double-edged sword, right? If we get it, that means it'll be easier for someone to take it from us.
I mean,
And it's down, and no one's picked it up yet, right? I think we
Yes.
might want to figure out how to destroy it before we collect it.
depends what it is. We'll
True,
need to
but we
destroy
don't.
one piece, and the problem is solved.
Well, it sounds like the crown. Seems like the crown is the important bit.
Yeah.
Well, the scepter is the one that makes you stay alive forever.
Right, but that's
Makes you
Ish.
intelligent items are evil.
Oh,
Intelligent
yes.
items are probably more of a problem. But you're right; both are important.
My guess is that part of the whole intelligent artifact item with a plan is it probably knows how to find the other two artifacts and will try to get you to get them.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean it'll do whatever it can, right? It probably has a link of some sort.
If we do find and destroy the crown, then not only does the orb become useless, basically, it will become harder scepter if it hasn't already been found.
Well, we have to find it to destroy it.
But I still insist we figure out how to destroy it before we find it. That would be my vote, as it were.
We could ask the Belnorn if how to destroy an artifact.
I think I already asked. I think.
She said it was very hard. She didn't give us any specifics.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine it's something to do with throwing it in the fire of Mount Mordor, but
I mean,
sorry, a volcano.
Entire campaigns have been devoted to the destruction of one artifact. I wouldn't do it that far. None of you are Frodo.
yeah, we're a bit stronger than
Our
well,
birds
we can
can
take
fly
the eagles
there.
into
Yeah.
Mordor.
Our eagle will fucking listen.
Fly, you fools!
It's so easy when you do it this way.
Also, can we get like a little map of volcanoes here?
Okay,
Have
you
the most
want
ominous names.
Although, I wonder if the regalia of the Phoenix Queen, you power over fire, it might be immune to fire damage.
Oh shit!
it's probably difficult to cause a crown that makes you immune to fire to be burned into lava.
Well, we could take it, and then as we're picking up the Pearl of Luck sometime, we'll drop it. We'll just leave it there. Put it down in the bottom of the ocean.
Blub, blub, motherfucker.
Okay. Does the
I'm-
Bailnorn have any specifics on how to destroy it, or do we just have no idea?
She did actually say that if she knew how to destroy it, she would have destroyed it herself.
Okay, so it's not. She didn't have the tools. It was. She has no idea.
Well, if you probe her a bit on that, she can try to help. Send you in helpful directions. Are you actually going to ask her how to try to destroy the...
Yes, we only want to pick up the Phoenix. We need to make sure they don't get any part of the regalia. But in order to start that process, I'd like to know how to destroy it first.
She deeply considers it. For actually what appears to be like 5 minutes, she sort of does like a little mumbling to herself as she starts figuring things out. She goes, likely you would have to seek consultation with the celestial bureaucracy.
Oh,
like that.
crap.
Effectively the gods of the empire. She says likely you would have to petition. She lists off about 7 different gods and find a way for them to tell you.
Huh.
Hey, first point. Why was that an oh no? Out of mad, or
Probably because bureaucracy never has a positive connotation.
Well, that and also because I'm an Azamar.
Oh, Asimar, yeah.
Asinine. Oops.
Azamar?
I thought it was, is it
That
Asimar?
A's.
Okay.
Azamar.
It's got 2 A's, so it's Azamar.
Asimar.
Azamar.
Azamar.
Azamar. Ron.
Hey!
The Fonz.
Well, since you're all Canadians, it should be ASMR.
Eh?
ASMR?
Hey!
Goddamn.
What
No,
are you
it's
talking
fine.
about?
Go on the mountain.
Talk to the gods.
How do you even get a meeting with the gods? Is that
You would likely have to find their. You'd have to find their high priest or priestess.
not what I'm talking? We'll let the cleric figure that out afterwards. Now we know we've got a lead for how to destroy it.
Likely for it to actually be fully destroyed, you would have to sever its connection to the minor god Phoenix,
All right.
which it was created from.
That's so. Does that seem like a starting point? The nearby one?
Oh, you wish to venture down?
Yeah.
Mm,
Do
In fact,
you,
is it easier to go over the mountain from here or to hit the tunnels directly?
I might suggest that before you do any of these searches, that you stock up. You
That
get
is an excellent
more,
idea.
that you get more items that would help you in the wildernesses outside of the court, and you also make sure that your own positions in the court would be compromised by leaving for however long.
I mean, we took a trip just waiting for the bird to get here.
I
We
mean,
can
Prince, I
take an
understand that
extra-
your own role in the court is limited, but some of us are important.
Some of us, yes.
Oh, fine. I have some homework to catch up on at court, anyways. In that case, the closest one might be the. No, I suppose we're still closer to this one after leaving the capital.
And I will look into making my journey with you faster.
Okay.
Likely, she points towards the 3 that you have captured. Likely, you could ransom them back to House Hujin.
Very true.
We'd also be creating enemies by doing that.
I mean,
You've
Yeah,
if-
we
likely
created
created
enemies.
enemies
Not
by
by-
actually.
yeah, by attacking them, yeah.
But
They started it.
making it worse may not make it better.
I mean, escalating it would be murdering them. Handing them back with a small finder's fee. That's mercy.
Depends on how you spin it, yes.
Well, you have to be talking to a great spin man, so I think they'll be quite fine with it.
Also, I will say that any of you who saw what Frosty did last week can probably start being like, what the fuck went on?
What? What did?
Everyone
Can
get
you remind
hasted.
me?
Oh.
Except for
well,
me.
Oh.
The hideous laughter was kind of.
Oh, that too.
It's the main, like, he just swaggered up to a group. Tian Hujin, the half-orc leader, just started laughing. The ranger didn't seem able to shoot him, despite the fact that you could clearly see she wanted to. It's kind of weird.
Magic's afoot.
Magic's weird.
Magic is weird.
Your
I-
face is weird.
Oh, also true.
Whoa.
That was fighting words.
Your mom goes to college.
What?
Mom
I was going to
does
give that a
college.
whoa, but then I.
And then you realized it was a terrible joke.
Yes.
Well, I get. I don't know.
Just say yes.
Sure, yes.
Good boy. And do as you're told.
I'm glad, that this is where we ended up.
Just where we wanted to be.
And I'll just put on some, So, you guys do you want to get back to the capital? What are you going to do with your 3 captives?
Well, let's poke them with a stick for a bit, figure out what they know, and then we'll go from there.
I suppose we should figure out what they know before we
Fager. Figure out.
figure out what they know, y'all.
In the meantime, we have to load quite a bit onto this bird.
Actually, we haven't
that-
found anything to load onto the bird.
That's true.
We didn't really look.
Yeah, we were kind
I
of
assume
rushing.
You
that's
guys kind of went, go, 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 go! And you kind of just went,
Maybe the room with all the-
literally you fell down the hole.
Maybe the room with all the tax records is the room that got turned into Spider-Man.
Guess we
Spiderland.
could check that more
Spider.
carefully, I suppose.
No, at this point they're probably just.
Does whatever a spider land.
Oh God. The 1960s had interesting musical tastes.
It's a web, and he says, catches these, just like this.
You're like way behind what I hear.
So yeah, we can wait for them to wake up.
I mean, two are they unconscious or just?
One is well, the leader.
Well,
is actually not
one
here.
is ice-tombed, one is unconscious, and one was paralyzed.
Okay.
And one's dead.
The one who's paralyzed is now knocked out.
Wait, the one we
Saruman
Killed-
is looking over them with she has a wooden club.
the giant, the one we
So it
actually
started-
killed.
That one
They got
started
teleported.
speaking. I think it was trying to control the skeleton. I've stopped it.
The big one, the one I think we killed? Question mark. That one got teleported out. So it's just those
Yep.
three that are left.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, 2 maps! I swear I actually made extra maps for today, but you guys have been just looking at 2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Ah, yes, we need a tablet of some kind. Has all the records effectively kind of on it. Is that somewhere around here?
Oh, you're
Asking the
asking
Veil
for the one tablet?
Yeah, that one
Uh,
tablet.
She goes, "Oh, I can help you. That's a small price." He starts giving you directions. It's in a side room of the main one of the side corridors that you never went into.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Takes down some written instructions and just in case.
I often wander above in astral form just to make sure everything's all right. Also, I can go through trees. Say hi, Trent, and the bonsai tree.
You can't
Right
call
here.
it trend.
I know, but it's a treant called Trent. It's great. Sorry.
You can't do that.
He did.
This is not allowed.
He did, and there's nothing you can do to stop him.
I can walk through the bonsai treants. It's just something druids can do. The Banon shrugs.
Okay, interrogation time. Do we have any good questions?
Why they were
Also,
down there.
Still no one has actually asked me what.
Where are the drugs?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Jesus.
I mean, we could also, like, just take their shit. Like, just
Yeah,
their
nothing's
equipment.
stopping you from just taking all of their equipment.
Oh yeah, I was planning on that.
You're like, well, there's only one thing we can do when we have prisoners. Strip.
But yeah, we need to figure out who they're actually working for, if they're working for the Sun or the guild itself, or...
Father with the Holy Spirit.
Alright, Holy Ghost, all that. So I guess we'll strip him and ask him.
Okay.
Good.
Well, you find that Okay, so who do you want to talk with first? The archer, the necromancer, or the entombed ooze thing? You guys have never encountered a druid who could turn into an ooze before.
I think the one that's just regular unconscious is going to be our easiest person to talk to.
Which one?
That
Both
archer.
are now unconscious.
Yep.
The necromancer and Archer.
Let's go with the archer.
Okay.
They're less likely to.
So are you guys going to like heal the archer, or are you going to?
I assume they're gonna wake up eventually.
I mean, that could.
It might take some time.
Yeah, I don't have any heals. I'm out. We
Yeah.
should.
Oh,
we
I
need to
can heal.
rest in general.
Yeah.
I have healing.
Oh, okay.
Light wounds.
Okay.
1d8 plus 5.
One d8 plus 5. So you heal the archer. She sort of like her eyes flutter a bit open. You guys are now on the other side of the rainbow barrier. She goes, "Oh, oh." She looks around. Oh,
Hey
who
there.
are you? Why am I manacled?
The bird is right behind her.
She looks up and's like, "Oh, I'm remembering bits and pieces now. Could he not eat me?" She sort of says that in the bird's general direction.
The bird does that side eye look thing, like bird head twitching back and forth as if considering.
Well,
Okay. Question: is there anyone in the world who would pay more for you than the price of however much you are in bird food?
yes, I'm worth more alive than in bird food. For
She does
Wonderful.
need to eat a lot. Mazgus pats her.
roll a bluff check.
It's not a bluff check. She does need to eat a lot.
But you have a
Oh
ring of
shit!
sustenance.
Oh, that. I guess that's an intimidate.
I'd roll an intimidate check because you aren't exactly lying, but you are trying to imply bad things will happen.
Yeah.
She goes, "I was hired from the official Adventurers Guild in the capital to help with Tian Hujin's expedition here. I'm not a retainer of House Hujin. I am literally just the scout that would get them through the mountains and be able to shoot things that threatened Tian. I am a mercenary. If you killed, my guild is willing to pay you, but also if you kill me, you'll have a whole bunch of adventurers in the capital who would want bad things to happen to you."
Mm.
Yeah.
That's guild
What's
work.
new?
We don't. We wouldn't want to. Mazgus glares at.
You can roll sense motives to see if she's fibbing or anything.
Mazgus glares at Tiamos at that comment. At the comment he made. As if, shut the fuck up. Kind of comment. Or kind of glare.
Union workers. Oh, it's so easy.
So with the sense motive, you find she's afraid, but she's also not. You can't tell that she's lying. She seems like she's telling the truth. My name is Oka, and I currently just want to be in a nice warm bed without ice manacles on. But we can't have everything, can we? She points towards her like bag. She says, my identification's in there."
Mazgus will rustle through
Also,
it.
also, she pulls down a bit of her like studded leather armor to show like her like collarbone, and you actually see a tattoo. She says, "All the adventurers have a tattoo like this, showing that they're part of the guild." Actually, you guys can roll Lodge local
Ooh.
because you guys generally live in the capital. Do any of you have knowledge local?
I
do.
don't.
Oh shit, I don't.
Though, I do run a bar that serves adventurers, so.
Nope.
Okay, well, TMO's thinking of
Lauren? She's trying to say something.
Oh, I do.
then roll, please. Okay.
Hey.
Both TMOs and
I never get 20s.
both TMOs and Lauren both know that the tattoo thing is true, but that doesn't mean that someone can't fake the tattoo. But when you rustle through her belongings and you start seeing like like certain magical patterns and arcane marks on her stuff, it appears legitimate. She is just a hired mercenary. She was hired, and she says, I was hired specifically to protect Tian, and I was... Well, Tian isn't... You didn't kill him, right? That would be bad for all of us.
Nah.
Oh, he is alive and well? Question mark.
I may
Do you
have
even know
gotten
where
a
he
little
is?
cold.
The red woman seems to have taken him away.
Oh, okay. At least I can put this down as a partially completed contract then. Is he still alive? We didn't find out what was through that prismatic... She points towards the rainbow. Prismatic barrier. He wanted some kind of information from a creepy, not alive druid. But that's all I was told. She points towards the ice-tombed ooze. Like, that thing is a monster from House Hujin. Don't know where they picked that up, and she points towards the robed person. And that's a retainer of House Hujin. I'm a mercenary. So is the red woman. She's my partner.
Ah. Well, we'll see you reunited. Eventually.
Oh, all my limbs intact?
All your limbs intact.
Most of my equipment?
I see no reason to take her equipment.
Yeah, I suppose.
She says, for
Is it
I'll
insured?
I'll pay for the healing services at least. I
Awesome.
know you've
then-
inflicted most of the damage, but
inflicted no
I
damage
understand
on you.
that this is a code of adventures thing. It's a bit of a tit for tat. She's moving. She wants to talk with her hands, but she has to move both because they're manacled. So
The others, on the other hand, we need to
Oh,
discuss more with them.
the ooze one's fucking crazy. Knows her stuff. Fucking crazy.
Yeah. I know that part.
Well, her animal companion. Of course, her animal companion's gonna attack you. You walked right by it.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't wave hello. I didn't know it could
To be
think.
fair, it kind of just looks like an invisible puddle.
Yeah.
That thing's creepy. And you should probably take the robed one away from the dinosaur. Just FYI.
Can we just break this dinosaur apart as it's standing here motionless?
Yeah. It hasn't been
Let's do
given any orders. So you just smash the dinosaur.
Yeah.
You guys you could roll attack rolls if you want.
I mean, the
Just to see
bird
who
and
gets
Saramin, I'm sorry, Tiamos, would probably just crush it pretty easily.
I take 20.
Yeah, the bird will
Thump.
also take 20.
Thump. Thump. And also, when you unfreeze the ooze, if I could just be deposited a bit away. That one didn't like.
Also, we might want to be careful about the one in the ice because I don't think we actually did that much damage.
I doubt they'd attack an entire group by themselves.
Seems unwise. But then again,
It's a druid.
Ah,
It could take us.
the moment it's out of the ice, it'll be on the ground.
it's a druid. Have
pinned.
you ever met a wise druid? I sure haven't.
That's racist or something. Classist.
Druids were so smart. Why do they live in caves and huts?
Do they?
The Baelnorn says, because I get power from it.
He can hear us through the prismatic. Well, that is superpower.
This is my domain. You think I can't hear what people talk about?
Like looks into the prismatic and does like a big shrug gesture.
Ah, fair enough.
Like a... So let's wake up the ooze.
Alright, Bird's gonna ready action to grapple.
The ooze.
Not the ooze. The ooze. Wait, is the druid an ooze right now?
Shapeshifted into an ooze.
Gonna try to grapple an ooze.
Everyone have a bucket?
Ready in action to smash the ooze.
Seems
Okay.
like a sealed container.
Well, you currently have it in a sealed container, an ice block.
Ah, that's true. We got a slightly larger ice container. Well, I guess they'll have to transform back to speak to us, probably.
True. Guess we'll just see if it's hostile the moment it's out or not.
Okay, so the ice prison lasts for as long as the ice normally would in this circumstance. The caves are kind of cold, but it is dripping away. I guess technically, our dear Ice Witch could shape the ice so that it's no longer affecting.
Okay. The Lara like sort of like takes up her hands and then like sort of makes a circle with her hands and like the ice follows that shape and it just sort of like peels away,
Carves
sort of
a
like an
circle.
orange. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Wait, did you? Is it a? When you say a circle, are you making like a hamster ball for the ooze?
No.
Oh,
Like she's cupping her hands with her palms facing towards the ice prison
okay.
and like with her left hand on top of her right hand and then she's like her left hand goes counterclockwise and her right hand goes clockwise and she
Okay.
like meets like the sides of her hands at the bottom of the circle.
Okay,
So
I
she,
see
like-
what you're saying.
You see? Yeah. I don't really know how to.
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
then
ice
as
block-
she does that, yeah, it peels like an orange.
It peels away, and the ooze, which appears to be a type of crystal, vibrating crystal, starts digging down. Tiamos, you get an action, and so does the bird, because you guys ready
Bird.
actions.
Burp.
If
You can ready a standard action.
I basically wanted to ready my action to attack if it was hostile.
Ah, okay. It's trying
Oh,
to
it's-
dig away.
It's not
So I
cooperating.
guess
but
that's
I guess-
That's probably not hostile. That's just running.
The bird attempts to grab the ooze.
Okay, that's about all we need of that. You hit the ooze and you feel it slip through your bird. You see it slip through the bird's claws.
Ah,
It burrows. Anyone who saw that can actually roll a spellcraft check. Or a knowledge dungeoneering. I know. strange, but oozes are dungeoneering.
Cool.
Okay. TMOs, you're pretty sure oozes can slip through small spaces, but generally could theoretically be grappled. Chelsea and Lauren,
Lauren?
you look at that.
Oh, never mind.
Lauren, how dare you to have such a big shit?
She used a different skill, so I guess it's okay.
Okay. With knowledge dungeoneering of 33, you know that the bird should have been able to grab that type of ooze. That type of ooze is actually... Ooh, because you rolled high enough. Oh, God. We're good. We good. Don't worry. I just have the Roll20 opened on 2 different tabs and 2 different computers, so I can do specific things. I do believe it is called a crystal. Oh, it's a carnivorous crystal. And what it can do is, well, if it wasn't a druid, every time someone was hit by it, it could start sucking them in and then petrifying people. And it hits for an incredibly hideous amount of damage. Something like 7d8 plus 9.
Wow.
It also, a successful critical hit from a bludgeoning or sonic attack would actually split the crystal in 2, but it would become 2 new crystals.
What happens when it turns back to a druid? There's 2 smaller druids?
Druids don't get this ability. So she knows what it can do. The druid can assume the form and get some of the bonuses it has.
Oh, but not that bonus.
But
Okay.
not that bonus. That's way too powerful. So, but it definitely can burrow. So,
Are they typically very hostile?
the fact that the druid can turn into one,
How big is the hole?
the hole is about like a foot across, a foot radius.
Can we just fill it with ice?
You could, like under it or over it.
Just the entire, like, because I'm talking in the few seconds immediately after it starts burrowing, just fill the whole chasm with ice. But I guess that would be a prepared action, or just, well, I guess 1 turn.
Also, I don't think that Chelsea has any more walls of ice.
I'm all out. I'm tapped.
Okay. Well, then,
So the ooze burrows away. So Chelsea, your spellcraft check, combined with Lauren's knowledge engineering check, it used a spell, freedom of movement, actually before. It seems like it has a spell called freedom of movement that stops it from being slowed effect or grappled. It
actually, the prince is gonna
probably
stick it-
isn't an item that was floating around in the ooze.
the prince is going to stick his head in the hole and yell out, "Come back here." Suggestion.
Oh my god. Magic.
Okay, so what is your save DC?
22.
It's actually a pretty good sit. But druids are, however, wisdom-based spellcasters.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I'm
So-
not hopeful, but... Jesus fuck.
You go, come
Yeah.
back here. It does not come back.
It doesn't work. Imagine that. Well, it was worth a try.
It was definitely worth a try.
Oh, like that's what the prince says. Like as if what everyone else thought what his attempt was a noble effort. Like, yep. It was worth a try. And that's his last cast suggestion for the day.
I was gonna say, why don't
Wow.
you keep trying meta-wise, but
So now you just have the shackled necromancer, who is part of the House Hujin.
well, hopefully he
I
can't
guess
get away
him
so
up.
easily.
Probably not, especially with ice shackles. Unfortunately, like when you're trying to capture a druid who can turn into burrow uses, it's not just. It's difficult.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I
They're
remember.
just slippery.
What was your story about a character? You had like another player who just became an ooze basically, and nothing could harm him.
Well, it's not that nothing could harm him, but oozes get a large range of immunities.
Yeah.
And this was in 3.5 when oozes got even more immunities, like to critical hits, to mind influencing effects.
Ooh.
He could smush himself down to an inch. So even like the big smasher blocks, it's like, oh, it has a crack. I guess I'm okay. I was immune to electricity, and the demon's like, okay, well this trap, it shoots at electricity every time we get a wrong answer. I'm like, okay, just keep pressing until I get the right answer. I know I was a little shit. I was like 13.
That's
I powered gamed the shit out of it because I had no other thing to do.
All right. Let's see what's
Yes.
behind door number
Let's
3.
wake up Necromancer.
yeah.
Uh.
You there?
Achoo!
That's
The necromancer wakes up with a sneeze.
1 second, gotta get some water.
Okay, well, I'll wait the 1 sec. I haven't had a cat interrupt the stream yet. I'm beginning to get worried.
he's been quietly interrupting.
Okay.
Yeah, my
I guess
cats have been
because we
around.
don't have
I'm
I
back.
guess we don't have Alexandra's safe.
Well, see, her dad is more disruptive because he's a ghost.
Oh,
It's true.
That is super weird, by
Yeah,
the way. I'm just
that
gonna
is
say.
really weird.
Gonna announce that on stream. That Alexandra's dad is really weird.
It is known that has been recorded.
Yep.
My cat is looking at me because I was mewing at her. If I make
Cat has
cat,
offended me.
if I make cat death noises, they like start fighting each other. It's weird.
When did they start doing that?
Oh,
They just do it.
shit.
do it for
What
luck,
is the Batman Dark Knight Rises say hit music?
Shit, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
Escape from the I guess I'll do Batman Pit song. I'll see if I can do that. So now that Frosty is back,
Mhm.
Pit song. Probably have to do something more. The necromancer wakes up and sneezes and then yells something in. Do any of you know the language necro?
No.
No.
Okay, well, you don't know what he yelled, but he seems even more confused when nothing happens. He then
Bless
looks
you.
at the pile of bones, and you can see his shoulders slump a bit. He goes, "Oh, what do you want?"
Mosgus gestures and the bird steps up to him and does the eye twitch thing again.
So, he looks at the bird and says, "Very intimidating. Yes, yes.
Bird chirps a little.
May I ask why you wish to feed me to your bird? If I presume to know what you're doing."
Oh, she's just, she's a little hungry.
Well, we're hoping you'll tell us why we won't feed you to the bird.
Well, it's hard to know unless I know what you want. Yeah, for all I know, you're all mad people. Driven mad by these caves and by this rainbow.
Rainbows are infuriating.
Oh, definitely to some, yes. That's why rainbows were actually banned in the year about 230 years ago by an emperor who was ill-fated.
How'd that go for him?
Every time he saw a rainbow, he would send an army to track down where it was. His advisors would try to explain to him that rainbows shift and move, but he would not listen.
Fascinating.
I know, yes, historical facts are fascinating. I'm glad to see another mind as keen as mine. Says.
So we know you're from House Hujin.
Oh, the mercenary talked, I imagine.
Yeah, the mercenary was really agreeable. I'm hoping you'll be similar.
Well, I will try to be agreeable. I wish to live as much as my penchant for necromancy might show otherwise.
And you can't cast spells if you're dead.
That's actually categorically false. There are many ways that one can cast spells while dead. That's why we have undead spellcasters.
So we want to know why you were here.
Well, I was following young Master Tien, and on his quest to find more information about some artifacts of old.
Sense motive.
It seems like he's telling the truth. He's not telling the whole truth, though.
The bird. Mosgus gestures again, and the bird picks him up by the back of his shirt and hangs him,
Ah!
like head level. So. Oh, crap, what's that? So, why exactly were you here specifically? And he just kind of smiles. And Mosgus, again, look at his icon. He's not a friendly looking. He's a very.
His
not
smiles cause babies to start screaming.
Yeah, he's not a.
Uh,
Looks a little off. Very flat.
he's not a lovable man. He goes, well, I will have to inform that we were given information, the Hujin family was given information that there are a series of powerful fire-related artifacts, and the knowledge as to their whereabouts would be here.
Yeah, the Phoenix Cult.
Well, Phoenix Cult? I thought those were destroyed centuries ago in the fall of Isha, the Phoenix Queen.
Okay, for a guy who knows so much about history, you seem to be wrong.
I mean, that was history. Technically, he's correct. But they were not destroyed.
Well, they've occasionally popped up, but that's what cults do. I mean,
Wait,
there are a list of actual destroyed cults in history, but the
Oh, wait,
Phoenix
you're talking
cult.
about the cult being destroyed, not the relics being destroyed. Okay.
Yes. Well, why would I talk about relics being destroyed?
Well, I don't know. You seem surprised that you're hunting
we're-
those.
We're trying to find fire-related artifacts, Tian had told me.
Yeah, those would be the Phoenix relics.
Oh. Well, young Tian his family is that of archaeologists and explorers. Meta-wise, all of you know, that is their official line, but their unofficial line is a family of highly skilled grave robbers and security experts. He's like, if we know how to break in, we know how to stop us from breaking, kind of thing. He goes, I suppose powerful items of fire magic might be related to the Phoenix cult, but the Empire has a long history, and not everything fire related is Phoenix related. It's foolish to think that. But young Tian wanted to find some items of note so he could bring them back to the family and rise in rank and power. He's such a charming fellow. I do hope he's alive.
He is.
Yeah, he's fine.
He is.
His body's intact.
Oh, that Scarlet Harlot probably took him away.
Scarlet Harlot.
She wouldn't understand true magic if it came and smacked her in her pretty face. You must understand this. This woman is... She's a sorcerer. Not a proper magic user.
Seemed competent enough to me.
Oh man, talking shit.
Mozgus states
Throwing
as his
shade.
clothes are still burned.
Well, you're supposed to gain magic through hard study or prayer.
Is Shaq gonna take that shit? He's throwing shade on sorcerers.
Yeah, we do have some sorcerers in the party.
Oh, Lauren, are you there?
Yes. Hello?
Hello, this
Hello.
necromancer is throwing shade on sorcerers and bloodline
Isn't Chelsea technically
and
a
magic
sorcerer?
from bloodlines. Are you going to take that, or are you going to just smile at him and just know? Well, he's currently being picked up in the air by a giant bird, so he's kind of in a bad position anyway.
Yeah, talk is talk. It's cheap. All I was
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, and go for it, but you don't have to. You're doing the more lawful route.
You know, if I had just death claws, I'd be less. I'd be way more up about it. Show him what true magic looks like, and it looks like claws to the face.
Claws to the back, sure. Kidney claw. Uh,
My music is magic.
my
Oh, man.
music is magic, and I
Oh,
love it.
Like science can't even explain it, man. It's magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Well, I don't think I properly introduced myself, just so that you can tell them that I am alive. And if you do not wish to kill me, but wish to instead have some monetary reward, my name is Zed York.
So your parents just didn't like you very much, eh?
The Yoks are a long line of distinguished spellcasters, I'll let you know. Except for a few of the uncles, cousins, half-brothers, bastards. We have a long line of nearly pure casters.
Do they
I
all
will
have a
not
thing
have
for
you
dead people?
disrespecting my name. We've long been allies of the Hoojin family.
Well, there's no need for bloodshed when we can avoid it. We did not appreciate that your party attacked us so suddenly.
Well,
I mean,
what else would you want to know? I assume I'm bargaining for my life, and then you will inevitably, if you are not foolish, contact the Ujin family or the Yok family and ransom me back like proper people of the Empire. I'm worth far more alive or undead than I do like dead.
oh, is he a lich?
Oh no, I'm not. Still flesh and blood, working my way towards it. As every young, aspiring necromancer should. I'm not going to take the cheating route of vampirism. Whew, I want to actually see the sun.
Did he say aspiring or expiring?
Aspiring.
Because I suppose,
Both
Yes.
I suppose if he's got that,
Aspiring.
he's looking forward to eternal life. Expiring seems to make sense as well.
Eternal life is
Like
really
a carton
fun.
of milk.
Oh, we should probably bring him back with us.
Do we have anything else to ask?
I don't think so. We
I
have
guess
more
we would already know
questions.
where the Hudens live and just more about them, but
Yeah, they live in the capital. They have a rather nice mansion. It was actually if you want to
many
know
of them
more,
are
you
there?
have to roll knowledge nobility.
oh no, we'll just ask him. I guess are other members of the Huden family coming after treasures, or just these ones?
Well,
Uh,
I imagine that we were given 2 leads as for information. This was one of them.
what's lead number 2?
Well, there's some kind of scholar, some tax accountant in the administration. Supposedly we were sent on the more dangerous mission. He was a rat person.
the one who sent us here. Okay.
Tian is not one for dealing with bureaucracy. He has people for that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So by the time they realized it was a dead end at the tax office, they could be well on their way here right now.
They could be. I imagine there might be some reinforcements of late lorry seekers.
Then we best be moving, shan't we? Shan't we? Is that a thing people said? Shan't we? Okay.
Shan't we?
Shant can work.
All right. We have one of the 2 things we came for. The other one's on our way out. We can take our 2 captives with us on Birdback. It would be nice if we had manacles that wouldn't melt eventually.
I'm sure we can come to a civilized
think
agreement.
That's a wrap on this dungeon?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
We'll pile all the
I'm not going to throw you into like a room on your way out. You know your way out.
we'll
Mm-hmm.
pile on whatever
Oh,
texts we
probably
can.
we just need to lick these walls, make sure we don't miss any secrets, and
Yep. Adversary walls and all that.
Ah, you wall licker, you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll load up the bird with any texts that we can. Because that was like a
So,
side
are we all
objective.
ready to head out then?
I think
Yep.
so.
I'm ready.
I think it's fine.
And you can either teleport
Okay.
ahead of time with the captive, which would probably be easiest.
Oh, I see. Snake, you aren't in a rift, so it's... Oh. Now, you start getting out to the... you start making your way out to the main... through the main gate. I assume that...
You gotta pick up that tablet on the way out, and also Jimmy.
Yeah. I'll have to throw Jimmy onto the board.
Get Jimmy in here.
And the two captives are on the bird. Trundled onto the bird. To front. Okay. And as you reach the front gate... Oh, yes?
Say again? Oh, snap.
I'll stop the Lothlorien music playing. You see the front courtyard that you're at, the two fountains that kind of look like startled eyes.
They're so spooked.
You see the witch, the druid, out of her huts, her collection of huts, sort of saying, "Oh, come now! It's dangerous even staying in the courtyard." And a guy in a in a helmet that has giant feathers coming out of it, looking very important and regal, saying, "Well, we know they're supposed to come out, and this is the only entrance a sane person would take. So we will wait until we get confirmation."
Oh, can we hear them before we get out?
The witch sort of goes, "Fine, but after dark, it gets dicey."
So
Can we hear
just all
this?
pile up on Akane's back and just zoom out of this combat?
We could.
As you guys get, you open the door and you see an array of troops. They all seem to be guards. They have green and orange coloration. And the crest, with a simple knowledge nobility check, I'm sure one of you makes, is House Hujin. Yes, it's House Hujin. Feels like there were some reinforcements. So, you guys open the gate, and you see this troop arrayed before you. The captain turns and says, "You there! I demand to know who you are, and if you know where Tian Hujin is."
Which one's he pointing at?
How many soldiers are there?
Well, you can count. There is
Like
Those
20
are soldiers. They're
22
not-
Yeah, there's
Okay.
22 plus the important guy.
band statues.
Yeah, if
They're
you zoom
arrayed
in, it's
in nice
easier.
order, in a nice orderly fashion. Because presentation is nearly as important as potential. And it goes, "Who are you?"
I am
So-
Mozgus.
Before we came out of the doorway,
Oh.
like how much room did we have in there? Could we have all just piled on the back of the bird and flown out immediately, or are we stuck sort of piling on now or choosing to fight?
You guys could... Oh, I didn't mean to banish that to the Shadow Realm. They gave the GM player. Wanted to make a map so I could actually select you guys without the staircase. So you guys are actually kind of... You could be kind of in the entrance, but the gates are big, So you wouldn't have necessarily known there were people out there until you opened the gate.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Heavy doors.
Okay. So not like a gate, more like a door.
More like a
actual
big, solid, 15 feet high
chunk of wood, not just bars.
chunk of stone that has
Okay.
well-oiled hinges.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
But it's hard to find a door token here that is a giant hunk of stone. That isn't just literally a stone. It's a hard knock life for me.
Okay.
Do you let the question hang in the air?
Are you-
Moscus will answer.
I'm sort of waiting for anyone.
Do
I guess-
we want to engage them, or do we want to just
Well,
run?
Moscus
We
is.
kind of really don't. Well, I mean,
We can't really discuss
that's a
it.
good question.
Because
to be
I could
honest.
just try to enthrall them.
With your music? This is not the greatest song in the world. Just a tribute. If you do actually choose the enthrall option, I am playing the Tenacious D tribute.
I mean, it's unlikely that we're going to get a reward for handing the necromancer over to these guys.
Probably not. Like current situation, while they have us outnumbered, far from the sight of the law.
But not far to the side of bird law.
Mm-hmm. Sky law is actually one of the most important practices of law. Okay. So I imagine at this point the team just sort of does like a group huddle after seeing what's out there.
That's what I was trying to.
Huddle.
That's what I was trying to picture in my
I
head.
vote get the fuck out of here.
Do it.
Our efforts here would be wasted.
They are threatening.
Because we got no
We have
spells
better
left.
things to be doing with our time.
Yeah. Plus, I don't see too many situations where it doesn't escalate. And I don't want to have to explain why some nobles are dead and all that.
Oh, shoot. I did not prepare teleport. Oh well.
Oh well.
That's why you have a big bird.
Do have a big bird. I have no idea what everyone weighs, but
Okay.
Listen,
We
I
haven't
say we
quite
escape.
got, haven't got word from everyone.
You have to play. Hey, Snake.
yes.
I haven't heard him say anything in like the past 10 minutes. I don't know if he's still connected to Discord.
Hello.
He's idle.
That's why no one was listening to me.
Yeah.
I was here and I could hear all of you, and my mic was down, but it wasn't picking up my microphone.
I figured that was the case.
I
but I was
even.
like,
I'm like,
I don't
wow,
wanna-
no one's. That's weird. They don't.
I'm just gonna ignore
No
you.
one likes you, Nick.
yeah.
Okay. I guess only stream will know what I said back then.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe.
we could. It's gonna be fun. We could do like a go back and see
Alternate
what he said
reality.
moment.
Alternate timeline.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Are you on team? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that's fine. Mosgus was going to say, I am Mosgus of the Civilian in Peace. Ah, crap. What's it called? Civilian.
Do you need me to bring
Civ-
you guys?
I am a high-ranking officer of the Civilian Peace. I'm sure you know of me. What is the meaning of this?
Okay, you're going to.
People can still grab onto the bird, and we can still leave at any time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of straps and bags and other things to grab onto, so as long as you're not, like, wimpy armed, you're fine.
Okay.
If somebody
You
falls
could also climb into a bag.
That's true. You could fit yourself into bags a little bit. Alongside the texts and scrolls and...
Okay.
So that's what Mosgus says to the
So,
feathered man.
The feathered captain goes, he puffs himself up and says, I am Commander Fang of the House Hujin, and I am here on official Hujin business. We are far beyond the court, and you will find that you should answer. He takes another big breath. To me, Commander Fang. He points to like a thumb towards himself. I am here to ensure the safety of young Tian, Master Tian. And I will not have any person threaten my mission.
So you admit to threatening the well-being of the Emperor.
Roll an intimidate.
Jeez.
And he goes, well, I did. His bluster seems to get caught up, and he goes, well, what
We
I'm
are on
really trying
official
to say-
business for the Emperor. Stand down.
It seems like he like talks to the robed figure beside him, and he says, the robed figure steps forward and says, forgive Commander Fang's impudence. Please, we are just concerned for Master Tian's health.
Fortunately for him, he is fine. We do not know his whereabouts. We assume back in the capital.
They're talking, and the robed one seems to. Let's see, how long does sending actually take to cast? Ah, 10 minutes now. Okay, so he's not going to do it like just then and there, just like, yeah, just could you wait there 10 minutes? We need to confirm. Yeah, this long distance dialing's a real bitch.
Oh, I thought of the wrong person. Sorry. Get distracted.
Redial. It's the rotophone. The old. But it's 10 minutes of doing that. Okay, did they spell that with an E, an I, or a Y? Okay. No, wrong number. Okay. If all of you want to... Moscus has bought you enough time to climb onto the bird.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As
Pile
the
on,
bird...
motherfuckers.
As the bird takes off, Zed goes, Zed Yok is alive! Report that home! They're gonna, like... you should prepare some kind of payment. They've treated me kind of nice. As
Kind
the
of
bird flies off.
nice.
Kind of nice.
Wink.
Two
And you
rockets
guys
blasting
start
off
your
again.
journey back to the capital.
I guess we're all taking a day trip on the bird.
So that you
Yeah.
can at least get somewhere far away, rest up, get all of your spells back, and be ready to face. As you go by, the herbalist druid, the like herbalist druid just waves her hands like, good luck with whatever you're gonna do.
We'll probably travel.
Come back for my vodka.
We'll probably
yeah.
travel a day's worth in flight mode, which means they
Okay.
can't possibly catch up for us to like actually take a nap somewhere
Mhm.
because they have to go along
Okay.
roads and all windy shit, and we can just go straight and faster.
So, I'm going to say that. So you do rest up, and this might actually be a good time. Like, I can say that you guys probably can get back to the camp. Say
Without issues.
without issues. And so, you guys, what I would like for you guys to do now is decide, assuming we do not have Alexander for the next few sessions, what we want, what plot hook we want to focus on. Because there's a lot of artifacts out there that you guys have pretty exclusive knowledge about where they are. Or at least you think you have exclusive knowledge of where they are. You're pretty sure that other people probably haven't gotten the information from a druid Baelnorn at the bottom of a old tax office. So
I say that we figure
Um,
out how to destroy the crown exactly.
I think we could probably have our pawns research that while we go after something else.
remember, you do have pawns, so your pawns can do I probably wouldn't send the pawn to actually get any of these artifacts unless you send a lot of pawns. But what you can do is have your pawns research stuff while you guys go out and deal with the big bad artifacts.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, that's why I literally included a pawn system. So, because as you see, there's a lot of stuff. And it's not like the campaign world's going to pause while you run around getting artifacts.
Oh no, as long as we don't do the main quest line, everything stops. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Typical RPG logic.
Yeah, sadly, this is not like Golden Sun or a Final Fantasy where you can just, say, okay, there's a big bad evil thing about to destroy the world, but I'm going to go and grind an area because there's a drop I want. Okay, thanks. Just going around beating all the oozes in an area because you really want a drop. Okay.
My vote is for one of those that manual up in the mountains of Cran. That sounds cool to me.
Okay.
For very selfish reasons.
Because he wants to make his bird.
If I could
super
make a
buff.
dragon bird, that would be sick.
A dragon bird. Oh, I was hoping for the enthrall, so
Terrorizing the countryside, terrorizing the people.
for the tenacious D stuff.
Um,
Okay, so I currently have one vote for the Hidden Valley with the armor of
Okay.
the Dragon Emperor.
I'll complicate things and put up a different option, which is return to Hebel, or actually go for the one in Jungle of Rizal, but the Regalia of the Phoenix Queen. Either piece. Oh, you have this version of the music.
Okay, so Lauren, do you have an opinion?
Or
Is
Chelsea, or Matt.
Because almost all of these will involve some kind of fighting, daring, danger, and adventure.
There's 5 of us, so we shouldn't get gridlocked here. This should be pretty easy.
Unless we all pick 5 different things.
Yep, fuck you.
Well,
Going
I'm
for it.
I'm from Mountains of Cran, so
That
I
makes sense.
I should I would think that I could be a pretty good guide there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Do we get a third final vote?
Well, the bird's proven useful so far. We could help super, but I think either way we need to prepare some stuff, or have our pawns prepare some stuff for us in the capital or wherever.
Well,
Yeah, I agree. We should spend some time back at the capital.
Get equipment, get money.
Yeah,
Smooth
there's some
things
stuff
over.
like,
Do jobs.
I think when we do go for those vestments of the regalia of the Phoenix Queen, I don't know. I just have a feeling we're going to deal with a lot of fire and stuff that would push us to use like the crown and
Probably.
everything. So we should probably have our own way to be invulnerable to that.
Point.
Sounds like a plan.
Meta-wise, I should take a level and another level in Inquisitor, and that'll be okay.
I say that we should go after the armor of the Dragon Emperor for the bird.
Awesome.
Okay, so you guys collectively want to
All right,
buff the bird. It doesn't necessarily only need to be the bird.
then. Oh yeah, that's right. You can share. Because it's just a technique, not a actual piece of.
Considering there are 4 artifacts and several
Well,
different
it's like
pieces.
Though it's called the armor, it's more like 5 different manuals that teach you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or am I understanding that right?
Yeah, that
So-
is the general idea.
It's probably a magical teaching, not just a typical, like, oh, if you do this technique, you become a dragon.
Yeah. No.
Move your body like
my
this
point
and
is-
wings.
My point is like, all of us
If
should
you
just take
gyrate
that
your hips 50 times in this exact pattern, you'll become a dragon.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 10-kilometer run, get dragon punches.
Oh man.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My character does have a personal interest in the vestments of Tomek the Black, but you know,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
since I'm all like, yeah, got captioned and creatures.
Well, I've created enough little interesting tidbits about each that I would hope that someone would have an interest in each. But okay, so you guys want to go off to the mountains of Cran to find the hidden valley in which the armor of the Dragon a piece of the armor of the Dragon Emperor lies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh snap! How much of that water? Sorry, and this is going back. But how much of that water did we take with us? Or
You
did we
took
take
like 4 vials worth.
It expires after a week, so
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna.
By the time
Get a
we
chance to
travel
use it.
back to the capital, it will have already been neutralized or go bad or whatever would happen to it.
Awesome.
But with
Just
teleport
explodes.
spells, you can just go pop pop if you need to.
Your message, should you choose to accept it, this message will self-destruct. But it's the
Well,
punch of the
remember,
day.
you
Oh.
can actually talk with. You
Oh,
do
yeah,
have a.
that guy.
Chelsea has the
Girl.
prayer bead necklace that allows her to get a direct line with the Baelnorn.
Right.
You're like, Baelnorn, honey, can you help me? And she's like, what do you need, sugar? Darling.
One thing I think we should really stock up on would be like healing items and stuff like that.
Like potions of, like a wand of lesser restoration. Wink,
Yeah, that
like-
would be.
A bunch of stuff for each of us, so we
Awesome.
don't like
Mhm.
Well,
die.
we
lack
need
of.
we need money for that. So let's see.
Yes.
I have
Well,
money.
you are going to get money from the collector,
Yes. With
and
our remaining
maybe
time,
from
can we,
ransoming.
if we can figure out how much our ransom is worth sooner, rather like
Before
the end
next
of the
time.
session,
Yeah.
so that we can.
You know what? Okay, so, Oka, the pure mercenary, she gives you she gives your group 1,000 gold for the healing and transportation back to the capital, and for not, like killing her.
It's pretty good.
She views that as a good thing. You guys, because of your conduct, the Guild of Adventurers actually has a more favorable opinion of you.
Hooray!
Mainly because Oka's like, they had me dead to rights and they didn't kill me, and they actually brought me back to the capital and healed.
And then on the steps of the Adventurers Guild, we slaughter him.
Stab. You
Send a
just like,
message.
Saruman, go!
And hey, if anyone's looking for work, my bar always has the nicest bounty board in the capital.
Hello, my name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite tavern in the capital. As for the Zed Yok, his family is willing to pay 10,000 gold for his safe return.
Sure.
Okay. Right. So 11,000 gold divided by 6.
Is you know what? I'm gonna say that Oka gave you 2,000 gold, so it's 12,000 gold, so it's an even 2,000 gold.
All
for
right.
every-
Sweet.
So everyone gets 2,000 gold, and remember, you have a magic item craft.
Mhm.
Chelsea.
Mhm.
Chelsea can make
Mhm.
magic items.
Yep.
And so if you find a magic item, making items is generally half of the market cost.
And what did we get out of the collector?
Yes, the collector. The collector gave you an even 6,000,
Oh, nice.
Each?
especially because you brought total.
Oh.
So 2,000,
It raises us to 3,000.
1,000 each. Each one of you
3,000
now
total.
has 3,000 each
Okay.
total from all of the transactions. Because you also brought some other things from the library to the collector.
Mhm.
Especially because the Baelnorn could tell you which ones were the more valuable
Yes.
texts. So, 3,000 gold each. You guys can pool some of that if you want to get get a bigger item that would be beneficial for the whole party. You all could technically buy a Lyre building or have Chelsea make one. But
Those things are
I don't
good.
know if you want to. Those things are good, maybe too good for their gold value. But
Use the
if
wire
you also
building.
want to go and be like, hey, we got really messed up by ability damage last time. I wonder if Ian was trying to say something. You can make an item of lesser restoration. Like once a day, you can just pop lesser restoration. Or you can make a wand or actually
You can
none
buy-
of that.
We can buy a submarine and take that to the Pearl of Luck.
hmm
There are actually spells that allow you to breathe underwater. So
Well, that's
We'd probably
still
need
a lot
that
of
for sure.
swimming.
you would definitely need that. In fact, you'd probably need something like. I think there's a spell that actually negates all the penalties for surface people fighting underwater. You'd fucking beat that.
That seems like a good job for pawns. Just hand them a whole bunch of waterproof stuff. Be like, yeah, go swimming. Good luck, assholes.
Wow.
Go somewhere in the ocean. Somewhere in that ocean, you're gonna find something. Go for it. The pawn's like, could you be more specific? It's like this 50 kilometer. This 50. Actually, did I do it miles? Yeah. This 50-mile chunk of the ocean. Go for it. Okay. So, I now know that, I'm just going to expand this font so it's like 72. It's like, this is your next goal. Go.
Go.
Armor of the Dragon Emperor. So, thank you for playing. I think this is where we can end the stream.
Stream
Mhm.
die.